And a really warm welcome on behalf of DIIT. You know me, my name's Laura Ogando, Program Manager for the Office of Digital Literacy and Inclusion. And again, so excited to be here with you today. I've only just like literally scratched the surface with Canva. I've done a little bit here and there. So I'm super excited to learn from the master today, who's going to show us the myriad of ways that you can be using it. It's literally not just for flyers, which is, I think, kind of where I was at, but now I'm excited. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, who will introduce herself.
Hello and happy Friday! Woo! I'm very happy to see everyone here today. Thanks for moderating, Laura. Thanks for making this possible, Derry and Face. And thank you so much to Lori for hosting what I know is going to be an amazing session. I hope other participants are inspired to maybe host a future session after hearing from one of their fantastic colleagues. And from there, Laura, I'll turn it back over to you because I'm not sure if Christina is in the house. But if Christina
She's
is,
here.
okay,
She's here.
turn it
I
over.
am. Hi,
All right.
everybody. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I just had a meeting run over. Welcome, or I'm welcoming myself. Good morning. Happy Friday. Excited for today. Y'all know me, Christina, the EdTech program. I'll be in the back channel supporting the team as usual. And let me know if you have any EdTech related questions. Just a reminder, we will have our PC office hours, coffee or tea tech talk the last Tuesday of this month. So stay tuned for that. Passing it back to Laura.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, shouting out my girl, Latiqua. She handles a lot of back end things. You might not realize it, but she does all like the follow up communication. So when you fill out our survey, she's the one sending that. She's the one that puts all of that together, posts in the chat, all the resources you need. So again, thank you so much, Latiqua, for holding it down on that end and always making sure our participants have everything they need. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Derry and her team to welcome all of you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Laura. And I am super excited, guys. We made it. It is Friday. Oh my gosh. With that, I just want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, my name is Derry, and I am from the Office of Family and Community Empowerment. And it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our wonderful weekly series, our Digital Friday. With that, I'm just going to turn it over really quickly to Diana for some welcoming remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm so excited to be here as always. I'm always full of empowerment. I look forward to my Fridays. I end my weekend fantastic. I carry it on into the following week. So I'm excited. I really, truly want to learn about Canvas. I don't know much. I'm not so tech savvy. So I'm looking forward to walk away with all this good stuff today. So I'm glad everyone is here and have joined us on this great Friday. Thank you.
And Diana, I'm glad you said that because I like I mentioned in the morning on our pre-Friday conversation is that today is all about learning from each other. And I am super hyped that one of our own from our family facing community is going to lead a session. So if you like, I mean, we're such a huge community of so many different talents. So again, if you have a passion or you're promoting something that we need to know that is empowering families in our community, please send us a friendly email. Just say, hey, Derry, hey, Diana, we want to be featured in the next Friday. We welcome every presentation. So just send us a quick, drop us an email and let us know what you're doing in your districts and in your school community because you guys are doing a lot of amazing things and we just want to make sure that everyone is spotlighted. I also want to just share that next on April 28th, I'm going to put it in the chat. We are hosting our next Watch Party Wednesday. The link is on the, oh, it looks like it cut it off. I'll send the link in a few minutes. Um, we want you guys to join. It's all about Parent University. We will have Laura, who's going to share, Christy, who's going to share how you can utilize Parent University. And also, we have some cool new courses so that you can either join or share with your families. With that, I'm going to keep my announcements short because I want to turn it over to our other partners. Oh my God, Wide Open Schools, Tali, and Common Sense Education, and also remind everyone that Apple workshops are still happening. If you click the registration flyer, which I do have all the dates, I can probably share it at the end. So if you stay with me towards the end, I'll put the dates. But they are having their last session tomorrow on Saturday. All right, with that, I'm just going to turn it over to Laura. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Latico. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for being our amazing partner as we, every week, I mean, we provide the best hour and a half. And I can say this is the best professional development we have at the DOE. So I am so grateful for this team. Thank you again, Lisa, Laura, Natikwa, Christina, for all that you do for us each Friday.
Thank you, Derry. We're happy to be in the mix, supporting all of you. This is why this is such an amazing group. This is just us coming together and just wanting to do better, right? Level up. I keep saying that, but for real, like when we work together and we combine forces and talents and expertise, this is what happens. All right. So I'm super excited. Now, just a little note, I am going to actually hit the mute all button. It's going to automatically mute everybody. I'm hearing some background just every so often. It could just be folks coming in. Not a big deal, but I'm going to mute all. It'll actually mute all of our hosts, but I think our hosts have the ability to unmute. All right, but just to keep it smooth. All right. So we are now all officially muted, and I am going to, oh, hold on. I think I clicked on the, I clicked on the flyer. There we go. So I'm actually going to do Tally slides today. Again, she's pulled in a million and one directions. She sends her apologies that she is missing our Fridays. I'm telling you right now, she has FOMO. All right. That's how serious it is. But nevertheless, I do want to share some great resources that Common Sense has for you. Remember, they are one of our amazing partners that we work with here in the DOE. They do support our digital citizenship work. And remember, with Wide Open School, we've partnered with them. We have that special portal just for DOE educators. So do want to spotlight the resources they have for Earth Day. So you can go to NYC Schools Wide Open School to get our portal. Remember, that's specially created, has a few extra resources that are not on the wideopenschool.org website. So if you're wondering what's the difference, there's just a few things that are specific to our community. Those parent guides are part of it. But I do want to show you some of the activities for Earth Day. Again, this is just how cool Wide Open School is. They're very responsive to the holidays and things that are happening. So these are the resources for Earth Day. Again, you can then kind of narrow down your search. So this is grades 3 through 5. But if you're looking for, stuff for the high school kids, they got that too. Again, you just come up here, you click the grade that you need, and it'll filter those results. But I was actually on here the other day looking for a resource, looking just for a school that I'm supporting, and I'm constantly blown away. So if you haven't really taken a look at Wide Open School, I suggest you do. It's really amazing what they've done and how much they've been able to kind of pull into this website. There's really amazing resources, and they link out to trusted partners. So you end up, when you go to Wide Open School, you might end up on like the NASA website, or another website that you might not have gone to without this, but now you're there and you're like really getting exposure to some cool stuff. So again, if you haven't checked it out, Wide Open School, super, super cool. And if you're looking for something, I mean, they can support a lot of the topics you're probably interested in or your students are interested in. All right. And then you can't talk about, Wide Open School and staying current and Earth Day without also mentioning Teacher Appreciation, right? That is coming up, and Wide Open School has a section for that. So if kids are interested in doing a little something for their teachers, Wide Open School has you covered on that too. I'll quickly show you just some of the teacher appreciation activities. And you'll notice this is part of the parent and caregiver guides. So this is what I mean. This is specific to us. And they've got some really great resources. So if kids are wanting to do a little something extra for their teachers, Wide Open School has you covered, right? Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? All right. So with that, you know how we do. We got to figure out who's in the Zoom room. I see we have almost 150 folks in here. Super amazing. So excited. Let me get that poll up so we know who's actually here. Oh, hold on. It's the wrong one. There we go. All right. So you should see that poll on your screen. I always know that we got a lot of our PCs in the room, but if you are one of our other titles, feel free in the chat to let us know what you do. I see we also have a school admin on the line. Awesome. A fellow teacher. We got our FSCs, our FLCs. Super awesome. So again, continue to fill that out. I'll give you guys a few more moments.
Laura, I also saw that we have a lot of our BTDs in the house too.
Woo!
I know.
And for those who don't know what a BTD is, it's your Borough Tech Director.
Woo!
The superstars
yeah.
of our office hour
Oh, yeah.
that we typically have. They are in the chat. They are active. They are here. Shout out to the BTDs. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome. I also want to see if drop in the chat if this is your first Friday. Let's see if this is your first Friday.
We love our newbies. So, thank you.
Oh, Laura, you muted.
Okay, I don't know, someone must have muted me. Whoops. But we love our returning guests is what I was saying. However, we also love our newbies. So if you're brand new to our Friday, let us know in the chat. It's never too late to learn, right? So if this is your first one, well, guess what? You're in for a real treat, all right?
Yeah.
You're about to get hooked because that's what happens. People come to one and they're like, wait a minute, I really like this.
And I think we have a superintendent on the line. I just want to make sure that if we have a superintendent, we just want to give you a quick shout out. So if you're here, superintendent, we welcome you to our Friday, and we want you to come back. So please join us next week as well.
Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to end our poll. We're at 84%. That's pretty darn good. Here, I will share the results with you. So overwhelmingly, we got the PCs in the house. All right. But we also have our FLCs and FSCs. You see, we got that teacher and administrator and a few other folks. Thank you all so much for showing up today. Again, it's not easy to always make time for PD. You got a lot going on. I completely get it. We're all zoomed out to the max, right? Going from meeting to meeting to meeting. But, you guys are making time to, learn and grow. And that's what this is all about. So with that, next poll, all right, because we want to know, how you feeling? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm definitely all the feelings. Yesterday was quite the day. My team already knows the story, but I was having all the feelings. But I woke up today, I was just like, oh, one, it's Friday, so I made it. But two, I knew it was going to be a great day because I was going to get to see all of you guys. So I'm super stoked. But yeah, I had all the feelings this week. One of those weeks. It happens, right? Listen, all feelings are valid and justified. It's okay if you're on the tired side, if you're feeling a little upset and angry over stuff. Like, it happens. Know that, you work through it. We're here. We're a community. We want to support you. So if we can help you feel less stressed, remember, we have those BTDs online. You got some stressful tech situations. You don't know what to do. Ask in the chat. All right. Hopefully we can make you feel, we'll go from A to like maybe at least, E. All righty. So give folks a few more moments to let us know how you're feeling. And of course, listen, we got to check in on each other. This is good stuff, I'll say this in transparent facilitation. This is not just like oh, how you feeling? It's just, it's an in there thing. No, it's actually important. And when you are conducting meetings, whether it's just at the school level, if you're doing a training, if you're doing your meetings or trainings with your families, right? Something like this, it actually is important, right? It's important when you come to a meeting to say like, how you doing? How's everything? Okay. So it's not just like a space filler, right? It is absolutely important to check in on each other, to check in on your families, to check in on the students. This is hard. A year and some change later, and guess what? It hasn't gotten a whole lot easier. Certain respects have, but from that emotional sense, it's still tough. So make time to be kind and to check in with others. All right. But with that, let me end this poll. I'll share the results with you. We are overwhelmingly happy. I think it's the energy in the room. I don't know. It's just me. But I think it's the energy. I see Christina going, yeah, it's the energy. It puts you in a habit. It's hard to like, I think it's hard to like be sad when you come into this meeting, right? All right, so let me stop sharing that.
I always love the happy energy, Laura.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you. And let me ask you something. Do I sound echoey? Is my audio coming in bad?
You're
good.
good to me. Yep, you're good.
To me too.
All right. Just checking. I got a private message. Someone saying I sound echoey. I'm actually not on 2 devices today. See, this is the beauty when I don't have to teach. I'm actually 1 device. So if it sounds echoey, it might be someone else's device. Just double check your audio. Listen, this is what it means to kind of do remote work and to do virtual meetings. Sometimes audio gets a little funny. All right. It's okay. You can always leave, come back. Oddly enough, that sometimes resets things. It's the very low tech answer, but it works. So, all right. Want to let you know what's on deck. We told you last week, and we also spoke with Derry, and I know that you guys are doing a lot of things to support your PTA elections, and to kind of do things on that end. So we thought it might be helpful to really do a deep dive into what goes into a great presentation. I've done pieces of this, but we actually have a full class devoted to kind of everything that goes into a presentation, from the planning and making decks, but also to your delivery and kind of what to do when you're actually running the presentation, and kind of some of those little presenter hacks that you're going to want to do. So that is next Friday. I tend to think that because of how you might be supporting your PAs or your PTAs with elections and just kind of the end of the year workshops and meetings, that is a session you're going to want to come to. And then the following week, we will cover kind of how to run virtual meetings, just some best practices around like how to really make the most of that time. Because I think we've all been in those meetings where you sit there and you go, really? This was an email. You wasted my time, right? So we're going to kind of go through some things that'll hopefully make running virtual meetings a bit more effective and efficient, and also go through some schedule management, which I think is huge, right? Because even myself, like I'll tell you right now, I try and take things off my calendar, but every once in a while it gets a little crazy. So we're going to run through some tips on like how to really make the most of your time. Because listen, we're over a year into this, and if you are burning the candle on both ends and you're working from like 8 in the morning till like 10 o'clock at night, that's not sustainable and that's not advisable. So we want to kind of run through what you can do to really just make your schedule a little bit more manageable and feel like you're not just overextending yourself in a bunch of different directions. All right, so that covers us through the end of April. And we'll poll you again probably next week to find out what else you're looking for. But that is what is on deck. So without further ado, I'm actually going to stop my sharing because it is now time to go over to my girl, Lori, who is going to lead us in the most amazing Canva PD. So I'm going to stop talking. Lori, all on you.
Man, you guys put a lot of pressure on a chick. I hope I can live up to your expectations today. I am so happy to be here with my colleagues, with the PCs, and I'm just going to share my screen and jump in. How about that? Might be useful if I was ready to share my screen though. Wow, that's
all good. You got this.
Totally got it. Just waiting for my computer to agree with me. So
that's what happens.
Every time. We love technology, even when we get confounded by it. Yes, I used a made up word from Harry Potter. So now it's time to rock and roll. So here we go. And let me hit present. All right, so today we are talking about Canva 101. And you happen to notice I have a little agenda right over my shoulder. So we're going to have an introduction. I'm going to do an overview. We're going to look at the Canva platform. We're going to explore the dashboard and then we're going to create a project together. Yay! And okay, you're getting homework. There should be no groaning. This is fun homework because you get to play with Canva. And then we'll answer any questions that we didn't get. Now, when I'm presenting, I cannot see the chat. I do have my phone here, but if I'm looking at the chat, and good morning to everyone, and thanks for all the support. If I'm looking down at the chat, then I'm not looking at you guys and engaging. So I want to try and stay here, but I am going to ask you to engage in the chat a little bit. So I hope that's okay with everybody. All right, so let's go. So who is Lori and why is she talking about Canva? How about that? So I am Shane's mom. Yeah, I know. That's me. And I'm a mom, so I take every opportunity to brag about my son because I love him. So I'm a former parent leader. That's still Shane. He grew up. And I became a parent volunteer when my son went to pre-K. And I kind of didn't leave. I was the Title I PAC rep. I was PTA committee member. More of Shane. And my last volunteer role as a parent was to be the PTA president of Brooklyn Tech. I got to speak at my son's graduation. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm also an OG parent coordinator. So if you're an OG, put it in the chat. Say, I'm an OG. And I know there are some here because some of them are in this room because I made sure that they came today. We were here at the beginning and we got to create a lot of what you guys do as best practices. We were just trying things out together and we had a lot of fun doing it. I went on from being a parent coordinator to a family support coordinator and then to a family leadership coordinator. By the way, look at the date and time stamp on this picture. Look at what this job has done to me. I don't look like that anymore. So guys, I'm a lifelong learner. And you all should be lifelong learners. The reality is if we are continuing to grow and learn, we are actually pushing out these edges that we have to be bigger than we've ever been before, be better than we've ever been before, and to be of service to more people in new and inventive ways. And by the way, it keeps you from being bored. You don't want to do the same thing the same way all the time. I'm a self-professed nerd. So you can't insult me by calling me a nerd. I call myself a nerd and I'm an early adopter. I love to jump on board with new things and try them out. And that's often how people become experts because they were the first ones to try it. You know, when people laughed at the people with the personal computer, the first people to do that, the people who created that, they got to play with old school computers and said, we can make it better. They became the experts because they were playing with it early. The other thing about me is I am really involved in my community, like really involved, including being an executive board member of a business and professional women's association. So I am always using all of the tools, all of the skills, all of the things I've learned all through my journey to be better in the world, to help more people. That's kind of who I am. And that's also how I started playing with Canva, because I'm always trying new ways of doing things so that I can do them better and not look like it's homemade, because that's not what I'm going for. So let's jump into it. What is Canva? If you have used Canva, I'm going to ask you to just type a 1 in the chat. Just pop a 1 in the chat if you have used Canva before. And if you love Canva, I need you to use some reaction buttons, guys. I need some hearts. I need some hearts. I need you to put some thumbs ups in there. I need to know that you are really using these tools because they're here for you. And if you haven't ever used Canva, don't worry. This is a workshop to get your feet wet. We're going to dip our toe in today. And by the end of this workshop, you're going to be ready to like really wade in and you're going to be comfortable. So Canva is a digital creative space that lets you create really professional, slick looking graphic design projects, but you don't have to know Photoshop. You don't have to know InDesign. Those things take a long time to master. They're not easy. This is easy. They have tons of custom templates, stock images, fonts, colors. There's so many things you can do to customize it. But here's the other cool thing about this. There's a free and a paid option. So the paid option, or Pro, is the same set of tools you will get if you use Canva for Educators. So I am actually going to, once again, here I go. Stop share. I want to show you what that application looks like for Canva for Educators, because I think it's kind of important that you know what that looks like. So let me find it in my fantastic group of tools. And then let me share with you. So the Canva for Educators platform is still Canva, and it starts with you setting up a free Canva. You're going to use your DOE email to do it. And don't worry, you'll get the link for this. You don't have to go there now. You don't have to go looking for it. You're going to get all of this. It's going to be in the presentation, and I'll probably stick it in the chat later. So Canva for Education has an application. You're going to first set up a free Canva account using your DOE email. That's the first step. Then you're going to fill out the application. And then if you're eligible, which you should be, you are going to get to use all of the pro tools without paying for it. And so this is what the application looks like. Now, they are going to ask you for evidence that you work for the DOE. It's a little trickier for parent coordinators because you don't have a card that says I'm a teacher, but you do have some evidence that you work for the DOE. Either it's a letter or your ID, something that you're going to scan and send to them so that they know you work for the DOE too. So not a hard application. You saw how few fields there are to fill out. You do it right online. You're going to scan your proof, send it in, get Canva for free now. Do it now. And I'm going to share something with you. The stuff I share with you today has been all on a free Canva without me accessing Pro. I have not yet gotten my Pro access because I've been using Canva outside of the DOE for a while. And the very first thing I did was for work. But the truth is, I've been playing with this for a couple of years now. So you can do so much with the free Canva, but using the Pro makes it a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go back to sharing my presentation because I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let's see. Back to the presentation. Right. So I got the opportunity, excuse me, the opportunity to ask my colleagues in District 13 if they would share with me a little bit of what they've been doing with Canva. And I got to tell you, they knocked my socks off. And it was just a few things they shared. It wasn't like it was a whole lot, but man, I was blown away. So you're going to use Canva. You're going to create your wonderful professional quality communication tools for your school as well as your personal brand. The first one you're going to see here, I didn't create that. Does that look familiar to anyone? That Parent University flyer that we've all been sending out and sharing? Does that look a little bit like the one next to it? And does it look a little bit like the one next to that? Obviously, some other folks are using Canva too. So I want everyone to know that we all have access to these tools and we can use them and we can play with them and have fun. So the first one obviously was created from somebody at Face, but the ones next to it, I created. And I got to tell you, sometimes you just get inspiration from strange places. So you see the one with Dr. Karen Knapp, who we had in our district yesterday. She was awesome and amazing, talking about how we reach parents. I got inspired a little bit by the coloring of that picture. And I was like, how can I play that brightness up? It's feeling very springy that day. I also have one thing on the end here that isn't DOE, something I made for another organization. So I told you I was a member of an organization, and you might see some of their logo on some of the things I share today because I do stuff outside of work. Now I want to share some of the great stuff from my team. I have to thank my family support coordinator, Anna Baez, Charmaine Darrell Jacobs, Malcolm Hayes, and Arlette Barton Williams. They were the first ones to respond. And by the way, they sent me way more stuff that I could share here. But you'll see presentations, you see awards, you see certificates, of course, flyers, a report, a logo, a business card. There are so many things that we could be doing with Canva. And look at the variety of designs. Look at the use of color and space and text. Everything is different here. None of these are cookie cutter. They're all so unique. That's the real value of having the opportunity to create something, but you get to put your stamp on it. So I hope that this session is going to inspire you. It's going to give you some ideas to create some fun. And I hope that we really get to play together when we create something. I want you all to know that everyone, even you, can do this. And you can be as creative as you want, or you could just use the stock template and plug and play. It's really, the choice is yours, but it's up to you to decide. Do you want to get messy? I hope you do, because I love getting messy. And if
Lori,
you know what,
I want
yes?
to let you know that in the chat, a lot of the participants are sharing examples of their own projects as well.
Oh, I
it's
love it.
really cool. Yeah.
Oh, now you make me want to go and see the chat.
No, it's okay. Look later. We'll save it and send it to you.
I hope so, because I really want to see what you guys have been doing. So we're going to play around with Canva. And if you've been using already, I love that. I hope that you will stretch a little bit, because sometimes we might use some tools. And by the way, Canva is always updating. So you might find something that you didn't even know was there. It might even spark something new that you can do. I know I found a new project that I want to do. All right, so as I was preparing for this, I realized that I'm going to need to share with you guys some of the things that we do with Canva. So this is not everything you can do with Canva. This is just some of the things you can do with Canva. Out of this lovely list, how many of these things have you guys done? And you didn't have to use Canva to do it, but how many people are making PowerPoint presentations? How many people are making certificates, photo collages, cards, flyers, a resume? How many people have made a desktop wallpaper? How many people have made an Instagram story, an invitation, a poster? Come on, you guys, I know that you do these things. You do all of this, calendars, all of this stuff. And yes, there are Zoom backgrounds available on Canva, and you're going to see that today because we're going to play with that. That's one of the things we're going to do. So if you never heard of Canva, this is perfect. You're in the right place. See, I'm checking the chat. You're in the right place if you've never heard of Canva. Canva.com is where you're going to go. You're going to set up your free address using your DOE email. And by the way, you can also set up one with your personal email. That's fine too. You get to play with this all you want and get comfortable, but I want to give you guys a little bit of the lay of the land. So these are all the different things that we can do on Canva that you see at first glance, but there's even more. And remember, you're also customizing it. So it's not just what they have there, it's how do you make it yours? So I'm thinking that I want to share with you two things. We're going to log into Canva and we're going to take a look at what it looks like. But I want you to think about the next project that you have to use to communicate with parents. Do you need to send a flyer? Do you need to make a social media post? Start thinking about what that is. So while we're playing with these tools, you're already starting to see the possibilities for yourself. How's that for people? Are we cool? All right, so I am actually going to stop sharing for a moment. Just want to check in with people and say, and for the people that I can see, give me a thumbs up if am I going too fast? Are you okay? You're good. We're getting there. And I haven't even showed you the platform yet. So I don't want anybody to be afraid. I want you to know that we are going to go together. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thanks for all the support. I need to hear that feedback because, yeah, I grew up in a Baptist church. We do call and response. So I need that feedback. This is Digital Friday. So that energy is important, guys. So thank you for sharing your energy back with me. Thanks for the chats too. All right, so I am going to be super brave and share my whole computer screen. So first you're going to see yourselves. Oh, or not. Let's see. Oh, I realized what I didn't do. I didn't take that out of presentation mode. Oh my. All right, so I'm gonna laugh at myself. I forgot my favorite slide in the whole deck. I gotta share it first. It's important that you see this, guys. My favorite slide in the entire deck before I open up Canva is Miss Frizzle. We are gonna go take a look at Canva, but you know what Miss Frizzle always said as we start to explore and investigate things. Let's get messy. You don't have to do this perfectly, guys. You never have to do this perfectly. So we are going to open up Canva. And by the way, you see the shortcut is there because I use it that frequently. So this is Canva, and this is your dashboard. So you'll see at the top, there's a design anything banner, and it gives you a few ideas. They do presentation, social media, video, print products, marketing, office, and more. On the side, you'll see on the left, you see recommended for you, all your designs shared with you, because you can share designs, you can share with the team. Brand kit. If you have Pro, you can create a brand kit. So you don't have to think about your fonts or your colors. It'll live there. You can put things in folders. I haven't even done that yet. You can put stuff in the trash. Maybe it is so over and you don't want to look at it anymore. And you can invite members to a team and you can co-create collaboratively on a design. On the top, you'll see next to the Canva logo that we're at the home page. There's templates, there's features, and there's learning. This is super important, guys. The learning section is what we call design school. This is where all the Canva tutorials live. So you can actually see there's Canva for education, designing with Canva, getting started with Canva. You can find all of the information you need if you get lost or you just want some help getting better. This is where you come for online tutorials. They give you all the information, tips, tools. It is awesome. I love the design school, but we're going to go back to viewing the overall platform because I want you to kind of get comfortable. We're visiting right now, but you're going to come back. You're going to come back on your own because you're going to want to play here. So I want you to get real comfortable. So when I open up my Canva, my For You page gives me these offerings. I see presentation, Instagram post, flyer, Zoom background, poster, cards, and of course there's an arrow. And I think everybody knows how to navigate on the internet. Do not be intimidated. It is a new platform, but it's pretty straightforward. You can go further, invitations, logos, a story for social media. Do you see all of these things you can do? Like, I am always amazed at what's here. And by the way, these are not all of the choices that were here when I first joined Canva. The first time I came to Canva, there wasn't even half of these options. So they're constantly evolving and changing and growing. So you should often just poke around a little bit because it's when you're getting messy and just checking it out, you find new things, you find treasures. And just remember, try something. You cannot break Canva. It's a tool, you can play with it. I don't think people realize it's not just children that learn through play. And I love playing with new technology. If I told you earlier I was an early adopter, I stalk AppSumo for new technology to play with. because I like to be one of the first to try it. And by the way, if you are writing a book, you could design your book cover here. If you are opening a restaurant, you can create your menu here. You will see certificates. You will see Canva created things everywhere, everywhere. People are using this all over the place. Whole companies are signed up to use this. So I want to scroll down and show you when you scroll down what you see. So scrolling down, you see it starts with your design. So these are my most recent designs, including you see the backgrounds that I have right now. Instagram posts, posters. Obviously, we just had Easter and spring things happening. So you see the colors that they're using and the graphics. These are all templates. So you could pick any one of these things and click on it and create something that looks like that. Now, you do have to be careful if you're using the free version like I am, that it's actually a free template and not a pro template. If it's a pro template, then you will have to pay for those particular elements. But I'm going to show you how not to have to do that if you don't have your Canva for Educators yet. Facebook covers, stories, cards. Look at these beautiful designs and look at the variety. Are you imagining now what you can create? Are you thinking about, if you have a school YouTube page, you can create YouTube thumbnails for each video so that it's labeled with the what this video is, using one of the images from it. And here's what someone asked about, Zoom virtual backgrounds. We're going to come back to that. I just want you to see all of these things. Desktop wallpapers, presentations, a LinkedIn banner. If you're not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. And if you are on LinkedIn and you enjoy this workshop, just come to LinkedIn and say, I liked Lori's workshop. I don't mind. You can create brochures. You can create educational presentations. By the way, all of these templates you can use. If you see something really, really great, you can just grab it and say, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. And when I tell you about getting inspiration, I still haven't stopped scrolling, guys. There's still more. Event flyers. Does this look familiar? Because that's where I got that template from. I just scrolled down and found one. T-shirts. I didn't even think about designing T-shirts using this. There's so much here, and I'm still scrolling, guys. I didn't realize there was this much new stuff here until I started getting ready for this workshop. I like worksheets. If you are doing activities virtually with families, or your teachers are doing it with students, you can create worksheets, and then you can send them that by email or put it in the chat for them to use and have them be really great looking product that you can use that makes it special. Not just grab a piece of paper, but print off something that really brands your school, your workshop, your activity. Maybe you want to jazz up your resume. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the next person to take a job at the district office or beyond. So there's so much here, and I really wanted us to just get comfortable with it, to see what's here. I want you to approach it with playfulness and curiosity. So one of the things I think about is how we use Canva in our schools. So we took a quick look at it, but I just want people to think about that for a moment. How do you use Canva in your schools? How could you use it? Just put it in the chat. I'm actually taking a moment to look at the chat and check in with people. Anybody have anything they're doing? Flyers, posters, parent workshops, notices, senior spotlight. This is a great tool for that. Workshop flyers, thank you notes, newsletters. Their newsletters are awesome, guys. Instagram, if you're using social media for your school, you should be using Canva. It creates great stuff. You can make templates that are your school's templates that you could just use over and over again. Google Classroom. Flyers, IG posts, brochures, Google site posts. Nice. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to jump back in because, guys, we are going to do something a little crazy. Are you ready? We're going to make something together. So we're going to jump in. We are going to make a project. So in the chat, what kind of project should we make? Somebody just give me suggestions. I'm going to pick one. The very first one is a flyer. You guys are so predictable. Flyer, flyer, flyer. Got it. You guys want to make a flyer. Got it. We are going to make a flyer. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go back to Canva and we are going to make a flyer because that's what you want to do. All right. So that's not what I'm going to do. I want to share my screen. Share my screen. We're going to go back to Canva. All right. So I heard over and over and over again, you wanted to make a flyer. So I'm going to go, there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can go to template and you can say, oh, well, what do I want to make? Do I want to make something for education? Do I want to make, here's flyer under marketing. Do you ever think when you're making flyers that you're doing marketing? So just so you know, I learned how to use Canva from a business person who teaches business people how to use online tools to design things for their jobs. So here are some flyer templates. And I'm going to ask someone to tell me, do you see a design? And I see someone self-taught. Awesome. I started out self-taught, and then in the spring during the pandemic, I decided I didn't have to do it myself. I could learn to be better quicker. You are not limited on the amount of downloads. You can download all the ones you make every time. A graduation flyer. Okay, do we see one here already? I didn't see one. Summer vibes, where was that? Now I got to go back and look for that. Summer vibes. Totally not seeing summer vibes, guys. I'm gonna have to ask someone to unmute and tell me what color it is so I can find it quicker. And yes, you can use your own personal pictures. Good idea. Someone said, put it in the search. Summer vibes templates. All right. So is there one that we like? Do we like the one for the camp? Talk to me, guys. What do you like? What do you like? Okay, not can't unmute. Okay, put in the chat. I'm looking at the chat now. Too dark. We want something bright. Okay, let's scroll down and see what else we have that's summer vibes. Good vibes. That's looking like it's just a sign. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's just a oh, that's cool. That's a laptop sticker. I don't think we're going to make a laptop sticker because we're making a flyer. So let's go back to flyers. Summer is here. All right. So this looks like a social media post. Sun's out, summer's here. So here's the deal. This is perfect because I wanted to show you this anyway. So do you see how this has a watermark on the picture? So this is a pro design. If I scroll over it and I click on it, I could add it, but this one I'd have to pay for this image. So here's the cool thing. I can upload images. I can upload my own images, and never mind those. I was looking at my pictures of my husband because I'm making a gift for our anniversary. But I can actually go to photos and pick pictures from here. So let's just say I want to do ocean, maybe ocean waves. And you'll see the little crown, that's pro. You have to pay for those pictures. But if you don't see that, it says free. So I could pick a picture that I don't have to pay for. So I'm just going to scroll down a little more. See, this is a picture, and it actually looks like the same picture just turned around, but this one is free. So you can actually look for free pictures here, but you can also upload photos. So I could upload media, and it asks me where to upload it from. Do I want to upload it from my computer? Do I want to upload it from Facebook, Google Drive, Instagram, Dropbox? But I don't want to do that. I am going to go to photos. This time, I'm going to give you another tip. You might want to go and look for free stock footage from this site, Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S. And you'll see I searched earlier for school kids, but maybe I want to do the beach. And look at all these fantastic pictures, all of this great stock footage that I could use. So I could absolutely use any one of these pictures to download, and it's free downloads. And you just have to say thanks to the person, and you credit them because you want to make sure that they get their credit for the pictures that they took. This is a way that art photographers get to share their art with you, and you get to use their images. But this time I'm just going to grab a picture from here. And I don't want it there. I actually want it here. So I'm going to get rid of the watermarked picture. I'm going to put this one as the background. You're going to have to stretch it out so it fits. You could even turn it around if you want to, because the other one was sort of sidewise. You can even make it cat-a-corner and then make it big enough that it still fills the whole template. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with a picture. So I used the same picture. I just turned it around. I turned it on an angle. I can make it go sideways. I can make it smaller. I can play with it. So guys, feel free to play with this. You can also make it bigger so you could just get a small piece of this. Now, what's next? We have a picture. Now we have text. What do we want this to say? Do we want it to say very cool? Oh, wait, I'm not there. Oh, and Pixabay. Yes, Pixabay is another place. Upsplash is another place. Awesome. Yes, guys. Camp begins on June 30th. Got it. So do we want to put that here? Now, here's the great thing. They chose this color of font. They chose all of the fonts that you see here. You can change that. So you can actually select the font, and then you can come here and play around with the fonts. Once again, there's free fonts and then there's pro fonts. If you don't have a pro account or Canva for Educators, you don't want to use those because then you'll have to pay for it. We don't need to pay for that. I happen to like League Spartan for this one, but I don't like this one so much. So I actually want to share with you another piece of information. There's something called font pairing. you actually want to make sure that your fonts that you put on any project kind of match. And this is actually in the in the Canva design school. You can find this, but I also included a link for it. So you can look at the different types of fonts, and then you can come up with, and they actually have a list of 30 font pairings so that you know that the fonts go together. You don't want them to clash. Or maybe you just want something that's complementary to what you're using. So in this case, they have on this one, you have League Spartan, which we just used. They also have Libra Baskerville in italics. And then they have Libra Baskerville, but not in italics. And those kind of work nicely together if you use them in different places on the same design. Just want to show you one more. So here's a use of, you have 3 different types of fonts on here, and you're seeing it in use. They're actually, they're not saying the name of the font, they're showing you the font in use. And by the way, these are templates that you can also use from Canva. So in the design school, they give you the chance to play around. Here's another one. This is a template you can use with different types of fonts that you can use. Now, make sure they're not pro fonts, but just understanding you have options to use all of these different fonts. So we can change a font. So I'm just going to say, let's turn this one into, I don't know, RMO. And maybe we change the color. So this document only has these colors. We can add another color to this document. So I'm going to add this blue. Now that's kind of washed out, right? So let's change it to something. Actually, show you the most important thing on every piece of software, the back button, which is up here in the toolbar. So you have home, file, resize, and you have undo. So I can undo that change that I just made. Once again, you can't break this, guys. So this is easy, easy, easy to play with and to do. I just want you to know that you can play with it until you're happy with it. I can keep undoing because maybe I want to go back to the original font. All right, so I wanted to go back to do a flyer. If you'll notice at the top, Canva likes to open up new buttons. So I'm going to actually go back to templates, close that out, and we're going to pick another one because we did say we wanted to do a flyer, and I'm just going to grab one. Let's say this one. It's pretty bright. Let's use this template. So we're making a flyer. No, I can't share the resize button because this is not a pro account. So the resize button is only used by the pro account. This is a free account. However, what do we resize the pictures? You can resize your text. If we're resizing the actual object, that you may have to have your Canva for Educators account. All right, so, oh, I just saw someone had suggested another template that said sun's out. I didn't see that one. Let me see if I see sun's out. Totally don't see it, of course. So there's a lot of different things that you can do and play with. I'm still looking to see if I see sun's out, which I still don't see. But of course, even with my glasses, I'm pretty blind, guys. This is the fun of aging. Got it. Gotcha. So changing the text to schools out. And it's really that simple. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go to another meeting. Make sure that you get this information and play around with Canva. So I'm going to actually jump out of this and go into another activity because I wanted to show you something else. So before you go, we're actually going to go back to home, and I just wanted us to do a Zoom background because, like I said, you see my personalized Zoom background. So I wanted us to kind of go down and look at the Zoom backgrounds. Well, of course, I'm not seeing it quickly now because I'm looking for it quickly. So we're going to go up here because it's right there. Zoom virtual backgrounds. So there's a bunch that you can choose from. You see my recently used. There's a bunch of different ones. You can do videos or pictures. And let me actually quickly demonstrate what it looks like when I'll stop share for a second, what it looks like when I change my background. So if you don't know, you go to the video camera next to this little up arrow, you go to choose virtual backgrounds. And in my virtual backgrounds, I have several settings. You often see me in this aquarium because it's calming. I also have this one because right now it is the Eid and I want to wish people that are fasting, I want them to have a wonderful holiday season and know that I'm thinking of them. And as they're fasting, know that I am hoping that they're having a wonderful time getting together with their families at the end of the day and breaking that fast. I also did, for fun, a picture of some OG parent coordinators. And if you're on here, sorry, this is an old picture. So I'm actually, I'm not sharing my screen. I want you to look at where I'm talking. So let me see if I can pin myself. Here we go. So now you guys can see. So I put a picture as my background and I still don't look like that anymore. I also can put my video of the fish. So I hope that's clear. And the one for the Eid that I have. And then the one that I started with, which is our agenda. We did the overview, we looked at the platform, we explored the dashboard, we co-created a project. That's actually Zoom. What I'm working on is, these are things I saved from Canva or other places. And now I'm using the Zoom virtual background to change my background. So I'm going to show you how to download it to Zoom. All right, so we're going to go back to Canva. And I am going to unpin myself because that's uncomfortable looking at myself that big, guys. All right, so I'm going to go back to Canva and we're going to create a virtual background. So this is the one I used and I just changed algebra to Canva 101. But you can create almost anything from all of these beautiful templates. So I am going to, I wanted to share, here's another beach scene for those people with summer vibes. Here's a really beautiful video for someone's birthday, but it doesn't have to be birthday because you can change this message. So instead of a happy birthday, I'm just going to say, you're going to have a great day because it's written in the stars. And then I want you to see that I'm going to the download button. And because this is a video, it downloads as an MP4 video. So I'm going to download that because I want to be able to use it as a video. So once it finishes downloading, I'm going to get a pop-up and that's letting me know it's complete. Now I could go on and do other things while it's downloading, but I do want to show you something else. I can download it and change what I downloaded as. I can download it as a picture. So a PNG, my download finished. I can close that out. So I can download it as a picture to be used and posted. So I won't get the movement of the stars and the twinkling, but I can download it as a PDF. I can download it as a PNG, which is more high quality. See that? And that downloads much quicker than the video. So now that I have downloaded it, when I go to Zoom, to my virtual backgrounds in Zoom, I actually have to add that to my virtual backgrounds in order to change my background. Now I'm curious as to whether or not when I share my screen, if I can share the entirety of it and you will see what I'm doing. So I'm going to try it because we can always try something. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing now. Nope, you can't. I am screen sharing, but it's not letting me show you what I'm doing on Zoom. Let me see. Yeah, it's not letting me show. I probably need to update this Zoom as well. So I'm just going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to pin my video so you can see it when it changes. And I'm just going to my Zoom video camera at the bottom, that little up arrow. I'm going to choose the virtual background. And now when you see virtual backgrounds, you're going to click the little plus sign that says add image or video. So I'm going to add that video that I just downloaded. And now you guys can see, it says, you're going to have a great day because it's written in the stars. Right, it doesn't let me show the menu options. But it's that simple. So guys, I like to change my background a lot. So now I want to give you your homework. So your homework is to create a Zoom Canva free account. That's the first thing. If you haven't done it already, if you don't have a Canva account, your homework is to go to canva.com and create your free account. That's the first thing. The next thing is you're going to create a Zoom background. You can customize it or not. The third thing is next week for Digital Friday, use your new background. I want to see all of these backgrounds just going crazy. And I have a bonus assignment for you to create a social media post or story. So how are you guys feeling about that? You can use reactions. You can put it in the chat. Talk to me. What's happening? You're ready? You're great. Good. Great. Feeling great. Okay. All right.
Lori, I think that everyone is over here getting ready for that challenge. We're excited. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is fantastic. I see this is super ready. Looking forward to it. Excited to use these new tools. Let's keep it going. Thank you. We got it ready. I just want to do a flyer. Me too. Thank you so much for this.
I've seen your flyers, Derry. I know your flyers now.
Yeah. Canva for Ed.
Thank you, Lisa, for popping it in the chat. Canva for Ed app is the link is
Sure.
Absolutely. And once again, Lori, we're so full of gratitude and we thank you for this presentation. I mean, you showed us that any one of us can do this. And I love the phrase when you said, you know, that you are an innovator. I love the phrase nerd. I said I actually want to be a nerd. Like that's what I do every day, investigate and try things out because we are scientists. We are in this field testing, building relationships and trying out new things in order for us to reach our family. So thank you so much, Lori. I mean, you did your thing and I was like, I can't wait. I'm excited. So guys, make sure you send a friendly thank you to Lori and want to thank her again for this fantastic, fantastic workshop. And all things Canva. So I'm Canva ready. Are you guys Canva ready? I'm looking down at the chat, but again, thank you so much, everyone. And we are a huge community, and I just want to make sure that you all know that you have the ideas and you are equipped um, to even show us. Like, so if you have an idea and if you're using a tool that you want to share with us, please drop us an email either at drodriguez63. That's my email, Derry Rodriguez or Diana. I want to turn it over to Laura for final her final thoughts. But I also want to let you guys know that I did drop in the chat the watch party uh, information as well as the Apple flyer. So if you do need it, I am going to put it in the Teams chat as another place that you can find it. Again, guys, let's just give our girl Lori a shout out. Just thank her by let me just see those hearts pop up. Let me see those thumbs up pop up. Because it is all about learning and growing and empowering each other every single Friday. With that, turning it over to Laura just for final thoughts. And also, wait, we got Q&A. Does anybody have any Q&A? We have some time. Do we have any?
Well, I'm so sorry. So I muted all, but I gave you the ability to unmute yourself. So I took that feature off for during Lori's presentation, but you now have the ability to unmute yourself. So we will have Q&A. Lori's going to stick around for a few more moments. I do want to highlight, just thank you so much. One, I'm super sold. If you can't tell, I was following along. My new background. Thank you, Lori. We love your Canva PD. I don't know if you can see my little bubbles here. This was a template. I'm just trying it out. Listen, I'm fully sold. I'm going to dive into the Canva pool. Okay. And Lori, you're on mute. Everyone got muted, but please, please, please unmute. And if you have questions, you can pop them in the chat. You can also unmute and share. I already see some questions, but Laura, you were going to say something.
I was saying that's an awesome background. If anybody else put a new background out, please put your video on so we can see your background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just shared a background, but I also wanted to share that when you're doing these things, they save. When I first started playing with it, it saved my project, and I was like, oh my gosh, I lost it because I had to make changes. But it was there, and I was so grateful that it was there. So just FYI.
And thank you, Evelyn. Yeah, I noticed that too. It's funny, like the minute you start opening and playing, it saves it. So that's another nice little feature because we've all been there before. It's like you start to play and then you realize like, oh no, that's it. It's kind of like with Google. The minute you start opening and doing, it's there, right? That's why I love Lori. Lori said it. You can't break it. Okay, it's one of my bubbles. Actually, it's this one right here.
I was going to say it's going to save, and it's going to say all your designs. So guys, do not laugh. I'm going to share with you my designs. This is all the stuff that's in here, guys. It's lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. I've been doing Canva for a while, and I'm going to keep scrolling because it's going to keep all of it. You can go back, you can reuse it, you can change the colors, so you can create like a brand of something and then keep reusing it and just change the words, change the date, and use it over and over again. But if you get bored quickly, like I do, you'll see yourself doing new things. So you play with it. Just have fun.
Lori, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I'm doing the application right now. I have my own private one that I've been using over the years, but now I want to do one with the schools, and it's asking me how many students in my classroom. So I don't know what to put down for that. I'm a parent coordinator.
5,000, John Adams.
So you put down the number of students in your school.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The number of students in your school.
Oh, they asked that, but they want to know how many are in my class.
All of them.
All of them. You got it. All right, I'll do it. Thank you.
Anyone else? What you got? Oh, the answer to how many students is the number of students in your school. You serve all families.
That's right.
Everybody.
Do we have any other questions for Lori? Any questions that we may have?
I just wanted to point out an idea I had and something that's cool that I noticed, and I don't know if you said it, but I love that you could collaborate. So it's kind of like Google Docs, but in Canva. And then this idea I had is like a teacher or a parent coordinator, when they're having a meeting, they could surprise someone like on their birthday or something by in advance sending everyone a happy birthday background, or if they're meeting with parents, it could be like congratulations class of whatever. And so in advance, you could get everyone to have this background up except for the person that you want to surprise. And I think that would be super fun.
You mentioned that, Lisa, and Lori and I actually talked about that. Like you could then create like team backgrounds, right? So
Oh,
if
and
you're presenting with a team.
I was gonna say, is Anna on? Anna has a D13 background that is awesome. And I keep saying we need to all show up to a meeting. I see people with the aquariums. I see you. Also, if you are part of My Sister's Keeper has their own background, which I thought was very groovy.
That is groovy. You know, you can also, I don't, what I like about Canva as well is that you can create, you can add YouTubes to your flyer. So you can use those special features in the bottom, the emojis. I use it a lot for PowerPoint. And then you can also, uh, I, um, I mean, you could do so much. So, Lori, thank you for showing us all things Canva. And we do have a question in the chat. Uh, do we qualify for the Canva Pro version for free?
So I'm gonna say I also applied because, in all honesty, I didn't think I would. Just much like when you go to the teacher store and they're looking for your teacher U of T card. I would say if you have your DOE ID, send them that.
Great. You know, let's see. We have another question. Another thing that I want for you guys to walk away with is that this presentation, oh my God, this was amazing. And this is pre-recorded. This is actually being recorded. So one other action item that we can do is if you guys can host a watch party with your PTA executive team on the executive board, just show them this quick how to, because marketing is really, I love marketing and branding because it shows the vision, what's happening in more of a clear, visual. I'm a visual person, so I love colors. I love to see things. So this is also great for our PAPTA executive board team to actually use Canva to announce, to promote events. So yeah, let's do a watch party, all things Canva by our girl, Lori. Let's see. Um, is there any other questions that we have for Lori or any other feedback?
Elaine Toro has a hand up.
Perfect.
Thank you for the great presentation. I really appreciate it. I use Canva frequently, but not too frequently. And I always forget how to insert the links. So can you show that to us real quick? I know my colleague Wanda has showed me, and she's gonna kill me for not asking her, but I figure we're here so everybody can learn.
You got it, because I just did that with a design. I did it with this one. So when you put your font, when you put your text in, it's still just text, but you can actually, and I actually need to hide this or move this. You can actually select the text that you want to put the link in. And of course, nothing wants to comply with me right now. It wants to do what it wants. Okay, so let me just try this because it's easier for me to see. And of course, because I'm doing this, and do you see this little link symbol? So I've highlighted the text. I'm going to hit link. Now I need to put what the link is. So you just type in your link, whatever it is, blah, 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 and you hit apply. After you download it, that is now becomes a live link. Does that make sense?
Yep. All familiar.
Like it's the same thing if you're making a link in other things. If you're putting a link in your email, it's actually the same steps. Just there's that little link tool right there. So guys, please, or you can copy and paste it there. You can type it in or copy and paste it, especially if you're pasting in Zoom links. That's also.
I think
Yes, you're
Helen
going to
has
create
her
it with
hand
your
up.
DOE.
Yeah.
Tawana.
So Helen, you want to unmute?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Lori. You know what you said about every time you log in, you learn something new. And I've been using Canva, but I learned a lot today from you. I want to suggest you can create folders because like what Lori showed us with that dashboard of all your designs, before you know it, that gets so filled up and it's crazy. And it's so helpful to me because I have little folders, like if I do a PTA flyer, if I do something for the website, if I do something for social media. So it still stays in that bottom part, but it also now is filed, because I know we've all been to that how to clean up your drive workshop. So before you fall down that rabbit hole, and also naming them. If you name them clearly, you can find them. And certainly, like Lori said, reusing stuff is great. You know, change the color, change the font. You know, why mess with something that worked for you? So
Makes it
yeah,
easy for you to locate. That is so smart for you
yeah.
to do that. And I'm going to say something, guys. I'm a little bit of a mess. I'm really visual, and I'm the person that if you bother the pile of paper on my desk, I know where everything is in that pile. And it's kind of the same way with my Canva designs. Plus, I reutilize stuff out of context. So I might make something for work, and then I realize I need to reuse this for this community meeting, or I need to use this template for this other event. And so sometimes seeing it sparks the thought that I could use it differently. But I probably will take on putting these things in folders because these are old projects. And the truth is, I very rarely go back and reuse old projects. I'm having too much fun making new stuff.
But great advice from Helen. And you know what's so funny is I was thinking the same thing, like thinking about that PD Christina gave us a few weeks ago. And so remember, organization is, to some respect, deeply personal, right? You know, sometimes you know exactly what's in your pile, and other folks are like, no, 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 don't touch anything. So figure out a system that works for you, right? Figure out, you know, if you're I'm a folders girl. So if you need those folders of yours, definitely start making them because it'll help you. But if that's not the way your brain works, that's fine too. But yeah, you know, for some folks, that's one of those like little nuggets of information that'll help keep you a little bit more on track. But do what works for you. I think the bottom line is, if you're not using Canva, just try it, right? I love it. And so many folks said that in the chat, like best piece of advice today, just kind of try it. You can't break it. You're not going to mess it up. You're not going to crash the website. You know, the worst thing you can do, and Lori and I talked about this, is you do something you don't like, and guess what? You press the undo button, right? Like it's fine. So if you take anything away from today, it's just play, try it out, do something. You know, at the very least, I hope to see you all next week with some super awesome stuff.
Laura, how do you translate before you leave? How do you translate a document?
For some accessibility to come up. Listen, here's what I will tell you about Canva. And this is the slight caveat, all right, is that not all platforms have the accessibility baked in. Canva is one of those. I will caution you, if you're creating some flyers, what you should do is you should always have a digital equivalent. You can then take all the information that's in your Canva, throw it in a document, all right, and then you can put a QR code on a Canva flyer. In fact, that's actually what a lot of print documents should have. There should always be a digital equivalent. So if you're making flyers, just slap a QR code. We've shown you that. I can show you that next week because we're going to talk about presentations, and that's actually something you can add to a presentation. But yes, in theory, you should always have the digital equivalent. Do know that when you're creating Canva, remember, this is just a really, really pretty souped up photo. And we know that when we talk about photos, all photos need to have some sort of like alt text. So the workaround is just take all the information that's in that flyer, throw it in a document, create the URL, and then your community should be able to scan. And then if they use a screen reader, it'll read the entire thing. And if you're writing in plain language, remember, it'll translate for them too. So that is the accessibility piece. It's really not that complicated. If you've seen communication from the chancellor, he would sometimes around the holidays send cutesy stuff. I don't know that it was always made with Canva, but if you check it out, underneath the really pretty, beautiful flyer is just the words. That's really what you need to do to kind of make things like this accessible. Just put it in plain text so that if someone is using a screen reader, it'll at least read those words. Okay. But great question. Thank you.
What's today's workshop?
Sure. Today is all about Canva, Pro Tools to Communicate. Remember, our Google form lists all of the PDs in alphabetical order. So all about right up at the top, all right? double check that form. It is at the top. Remember, fill it out. Latiqua has been frequently popping in that link. So remember, just click on that. Session is called All About Canva, Pro Tools to Communicate. Once you fill that form out, you are free to leave. We are at 11:26. I'll give us just a couple more moments. If you have any lingering questions, I actually do see Helen has her hand up, and I do want to acknowledge Helen. So please feel free to unmute.
No, I just forgot to take my hand down. Sorry. Thank you.
Let me just take a moment to
Very
shout
good.
out Team 13. You guys, I love that you were digging me up in the chat. You were sending me text messages. I love my team. The PCs in District 13 are the best team ever. I'm claiming that because we're a family and we support each other. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate everything. By the way, it's not just Teacher Appreciation Week. It is School Staff Appreciation Week. Guys, next week, you need to get some love. So I think I'm going to create a desktop wallpaper and send it to the team to send to everyone. Because
That sounds great.
And you know,
I love it.
Lori, drop that in our Microsoft team. All right.
Got
And
it.
that's actually a good just reminder for everyone. Remember that team that we have in Microsoft, it's not a one way. It's not us communicating just with you. You can communicate with us. So if you're making cool things, throw it in there, right? You know, if you make something for a Teacher Appreciation Week or Staff Appreciation Week and you want to share it out, please utilize that team. We'll drop it in the chat one more time for folks. I'll get that link. I do apologize. Zoom doesn't allow you to make links meaningful, so it'll look like a bunch of gibberish. But if you're not part of the team, we really want you to be there. And that, you know what? I do have the shortened URL. What am I talking about? Duh. I'll put that one in the chat. And I'd love to have everyone join that team. It is where we share a lot of communication. We give the updates about, hey, reminder, class is happening. So please, 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 if you're not a member of it, I'm dropping it in the chat right now. Join the PC team. All right. It is where you can find updates. Derry and I post in there. Lori's going to share her awesome staff background appreciation. So please, please utilize that team if you're not in there already. I know many of you are, but if you're not, you're going to want to join it because that's where you get access to all the super exclusive stuff.
Just really quickly before we drop off, we do have a request. Kimberly Ray, a parent coordinator for the High School for Global Citizenship, they're hosting a career transition fair for students April 16, April 23rd, and April 30th. It's all virtual. It's a career transition fair. I'm going to add and drop the flyer in the parent coordinator team channel. So if you guys have any more events, feel free to email them to me. I'll post them, or actually you can post it on the parent coordinator team channel.
Gary, I'm creating a flyer for a pantry that's going to be on 231st Street outside of the Marie Curie High School next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, so
yes, we're going to be giving box foods. We're going to have a trailer truck. So I'm creating the flyer right now as we speak.
So that was
all right.
Awesome.
The 21st. All right. Remember, pantry, 231st Street. West 231st Street.
Thank you for sharing that, Raphael.
Thank you.
See that, and please, when you finish making that flyer, throw it in the team. All right, because that's the kind of stuff we need to be sharing in there. All right, folks, we are at 11:30. I want to just one more time. First of all, Lori, you were the rock star. Listen, I hope we didn't put too much pressure on you, but you did absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much. I think a lot of folks on this call right now are like drinking the Canva Kool-Aid. So
we are
feel
hyped.
free. Let's we're hyped. So everyone has the ability to unmute. Do a quick unmute and let's give our girl Lori some love. All right.
Yay, Lori.
Yay, Lori.
Let's go, girl. Thank you. You're the best.
Great, Lori. Great.
Lori.
PC, woohoo.
So the next time, guys, we are officially done. Our Friday is complete. Please, please, please make sure you join next week because it is about facilitation as we're getting ready for our PA. We're gonna show you how you get ready for your meeting. So looking forward for that. I mean, guys, if you Laura, she's an amazing facilitator and she can get us there. She actually coach, we do coaching sessions on getting ready for these Fridays. So she's amazing. I can't wait for next Friday. Please make sure you invite someone new. If they haven't been into our Friday, invite them next Friday. We're looking forward to shouting our new folks. And for everybody that just joins us every week, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you guys. These PDs cannot be possible if you guys don't join, right? If we have 0 participant, we're like, okay, we can't do it. But keep shouting keep shouting these Fridays. And with that, have a wonderful weekend. Happy holiday. And we'll see you next Friday. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
So long, everyone. It's great stuff.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Safe.